Hello everyone, welcome to Cryptoindex YouTube channel. My name is Andre and I'm glad to represent to you today our investor Alexandre Naverniouk. We prepared some very interesting questions and we hope that you will find our conversation today quite interesting. So, Alexander, good day. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, so please tell our community about how do you choose projects to which you're going to invest? What is your criteria?
I would probably start from some basic points. I really think that crypto technologies is a paradigm shift. It's really huge. And I really truly believe it is more important than the internet itself. And the reason for that is that internet is all about information. So it's actually made the information fluid, transportable, and instant. But the problem is information itself does not necessarily have some value. It might be empty, it might be noise, it might be dumb. But crypto technologies are all about the value directly. It is about something that is meaningful and something you can pay for. And they actually make the value fluid, transportable, and instant. And it opens the whole new world of possible value-based relationships. So what I'm trying to do, I think this is really important for all of us, and I'm trying to support the movement itself. So I'm not really pretty much focused on the return over investment. It's not my primary vision. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to support interesting projects which either contribute to the basic crypto technology itself, or maybe open some new applications. How we can apply these new technologies to some different industries.
Okay, so that's interesting. Then thank you for becoming our investor. What is there any other success formula that comes with your investing? Is there any additional criteria how you would choose which project is more interesting to you and which one is less?
There is no simple formula, of course. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to recognize the value of some technology or some project as soon as I can. And sooner is better. Right? So, for example, it took me a year to actually recognize the possible value of Bitcoin itself. So when I first read about Bitcoin, the price was below $1. It was somewhere like 80 cents. But I actually bought my first Bitcoins a year later for like $80. And that was like 100-fold. It's kind of painful. So I actually learned two important lessons. The first is, sooner you recognize the value, better investment it might be. And the second lesson was, it is never too late to buy Bitcoins.
That's so true. That's so true. Okay, interesting. And is the situation right now quite stressful when you see the markets? Is there anything that you're doing in order to somehow reduce the stress, maybe yoga practice, or there is no stress for you at all?
I know it is quite difficult, to stay emotionally disconnected when your portfolio actually keep losing value. Not easy. So believe me, I know how stressful it is. But just try first of all not to be focused on the price every single day, and maybe remember that there are more important things in our life, like family, our loved ones, kids, grandkids. Just play with your kids and forget about everything. That's probably the best piece of advice.
Okay, quite impressive, to be honest. Okay, so if it is like that, and we all know that it is falling and we are going next. So what are your expectations for the next couple of years? Will the situation change somehow?
In terms of price, I think it should, but it's price discussion is probably the most boring topic in crypto industry, so it's not much to say about it. So honestly, I just don't know what price will be next year. So what I do know that for many projects, we will have a lot of interesting stuff released. So, for example, I have great expectations for the cryptocurrency Dash. In the beginning of the year, they should release what they call Dash Evolution project. And it might be, huge, because what they try to do, they try to solve the most difficult, the hard problem of crypto technologies. Do you know what is the most difficult problem in crypto technologies?
Well, there are many of them right now. One is legislation. The other one is the crypto community, which is currently speaking, there is a war, literally, with ABC and Satoshi. Yeah, so there are many of them. There are questions of not just the legal or the government. There is a question of amount of data which crypto uses and which is going to use. So
all true, but I think the most difficult problem is how to make this simple enough so regular people can actually use it, because still it is so difficult, and you need to have a lot of skills and knowledge just to make a simple transaction. And to do it properly and save all the your keys, it's so difficult. So for many people, it's just beyond their capabilities. So what Dash Evolution tries to do, they tries to reduce the complexity of the client software to the level of PayPal. And many people actually call this project the Crypto PayPal project. And as we know, PayPal has hundreds of millions of users. Although they never published the actual number, but I think this is right. So if you reduce the complexity to that level, you might expect that millions of people can actually start using these technologies every day. So, and if that really comes true, I think that Dash might be the cryptocurrency of the year, and by the end of the next year, they might really have 1 million of active users. So this is what excites me. So the price of the Bitcoin does not excite me a lot, but all these, new technologies and new ways to use it, this is what makes my life interesting.
So is that why you believe in Cryptoindex as well?
Yeah, it is an interesting project, and what I can say, money comes with responsibility. So once you are lucky enough to have some portfolio of some crypto assets, you have to make decisions every single day what to do, which tokens to buy, which tokens to sell. There are a lot of opportunities how you can profit and how you can lose. So it's quite stressful. And one of the ways you can actually give up part of your portfolio to some fund, and there are quite good crypto funds already. So I worked with several of them. They are professionals. It is their full day work. They should do the work better, theoretically. But the problem is they also quite biased, as all of us. And they also see some fragment of reality. They cannot handle the load of the information every day. The amount of information you need to process every single day just to be aware of what is going on is so huge. So it's probably beyond human ability. So I always thought that it would be really great if computer can help us, to analyze all this information. And Cryptoindex, it does exactly that. So what they have some machine learning algorithm that actually analyzes hundreds of different factors every single day in real time and rebalance the portfolio. So it's a nice idea. So I'm glad I'm part of it.
Okay, so do you think that Cryptoindex can actually transfer the investment market? That we can actually become a PayPal for the investors, or some kind of a forex club, or for the people who are non-investors, instead of looking and buying and trying to find the data, try to do everything for them?
I'm not sure about transforming the whole market, but I really believe that Cryptoindex might be a very useful tool for many investors, and possibly quite popular. Because investment in indices, it's just a common practice. It's much less stressful than picking the particular tokens to buy, right? You just purchase one token and you're kind of covered. So I really think it might be a very successful project.
Okay. You had an opportunity to meet some of the main people behind the Cryptoindex. What is your opinion about our team? Tell us something more.
I know CTO of the company, Sergey Shashev. So we actually met in Moscow like a year ago. And that time we discussed my possible investment in some other crypto projects. And we had really nice conversation, and he's a skilled, knowledgeable, professional IT engineer. So we quite quickly found, common language, and I liked him a lot. And when he started working for Cryptoindex, he actually called me, and we discussed the project in, all the details, and about the architecture of the technical solution and the algorithm. He actually showed me the TensorFlow setup on the Google Cloud, how it all works. So it was really impressive. So I liked it. I said, yeah, I like it. I'm in. That's how it happened.
Okay, thank you. That is a very fair answer. Okay, so tell us, what would you advise for the experienced investors, or the new investors, or the experienced fiat investors and new in the crypto world? What is the main thing that you would advise them right now?
I'm trying not to give advice. It's I'm really not that good predicting price. And actually, the beauty of crypto market is that everyone makes his own decisions. But the only one thing I probably can say, that if you call yourself an investor these days, and you don't own any crypto assets, it might be that you just fool yourself. That's probably the only thing I can add. But make your own decision.
So true, so true. All right, thank you so much, Alexander, for your time. It was a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to all subscribers that have been watching this interview. Click like, subscribe. Good luck. Thank you so much.
Good luck with all of us. Thank you.